The Pataz rigging tools is divided into two parts. First, we have a helper to generate rigify rigs. And second, we have a set of operators to help you in weight painting. So let's first take a look at the rigify generation helper. I have selected a rigify meta rig, and I will first generate the rig the usual way. As you can see, the result is kind of messy. All of the layers are enabled. Some bones are set to Quaternion, while others are set to Euler. And every time we regenerate, we have to go and set defaults again. Now let's take a look at generating from the Pataz rigging tools. Let's select the meta rig and go into the Pataz tab. Here we can set defaults for generating the rigify based on the experience of the Pataz team. For example, we prefer our limbs to be default to IK instead of FK. We prefer our IK stretch to be disabled completely. Also, we prefer pole vector instead of the twist disc style of limb target orientation. Here we can choose the default parents for the arms, legs, and eyes. At Pataz, we prefer all of them to be set to the root bone. We can set the tail follow to 1 or 0. And next, we can set all the generated bones to Euler or Quaternion. In our case, we prefer all of them to be Euler. Rigify generates this weird gear-shaped parent bones, but we have never used them, so there's an option to hide them by default. Normally, after generating the rig, any action that is currently assigned to the rig will be unlinked or disabled. With this option, we can keep that animation. Another useful option is to hide the meta rig automatically after generation. The Show Deformation layer ensures that after generation, the deformation layer is enabled. This is useful if we want to start weight painting right away. And the Force Widget update ensures that all custom shapes are regenerated, and this means that all your custom changes will be lost. So let's generate the rig with the settings. Right away, we see a much cleaner result. The rig layers are enabled based on the defaults. So in our case, only the IK layers are enabled right now. The tweak layers are disabled by default. Our test action remains linked to the generated rig. And if we switch to pose mode, we will see that all controls have the correct defaults and all bones are set to Euler. Now let's talk about weighting. All of these operators are designed to work on all selected objects at the same time. Some characters may contain dozens of objects, so this is really useful. They usually contain extra data that is not useful anymore, like custom normals, sculpt mask data, skin modifier data, or weird autosmooth settings. We can select everything in our scene and use these operators to make sure that all of that data is gone. I recommend adding these operators to your Quick Favorites menu. This will really speed up your workflow. Let's see what the weight paint operator does, which I have already added to my Quick Favorites. To use this operator, select a mesh that you want to weight paint and enable the operator. As you can see, we are now in weight paint mode, but the operator made sure that the armature was also selected. The operator also enabled the visibility of the deforming layer of the rigify rig. So we can go ahead and immediately control-click on the bone that we want to weight paint. When we are weight painting, we usually quickly pose the characters to test deformations. In order to clear this pose and go back to the rest position, we have the clear pose operator. This operator will clear all location, rotation, and scale from all bones in the rig, even if they are hidden or disabled at the moment. And it is designed to work not only by selecting the armature object, but also the mesh object that we want to clear. This can be done from all modes. So we can be not only in object mode, but we could be in weight paint mode or even edit mode. and the clear pose operator will clear the pose of the character. Let's go back to weight paint mesh, and we will be testing the normalize weights operator. Let's paint some weights over here. And by using the normalize weights operator, we make sure that the weights of all deforming bones are normalized. This is extremely useful if we are in edit mode using the vertex weights panel. For example, let's increase the value of these vertices on the def spine 002 bone. And then hit normalize weights. The normalize operator in edit mode ensures that all vertices are normalized instead of only the selected ones. A variation of this operator is the normalize weights, but locking the active group. And that's it for now. I hope you enjoy Pataz rigging tools.